A major car accident almost took my life. There were not enough ambulances. Medical personnel took basic measures. While waiting for rescue, I used all my strength to call Ethan, who was on vacation. "Save me," he said coldly. "Can't you stop playing these games to see me? I am busy." I was sent to the emergency room and was told there were not enough doctors. "The hospital is called Ethan. Bring him back to participate in the rescue. He is currently performing surgery on a dog at the intern's house." Using various excuses, return to the hospital later. Until tomorrow. But I have been transferred to another city for surgery. I got a second chance at life. 3 years later, I returned home to visit my father. Brain hemorrhage. And I met Ethan in the hospital. He wore a white coat and mocked me. "Finally, you're willing to come back. If you want to marry me, you have to apologize to Nana first. Then I will consider whether to marry you." But he doesn't know I have been a mother long ago. The mother of twins. I no longer need to propose to him. When I learned that my father was hospitalized due to a brain hemorrhage, I rushed to buy a plane ticket to go home to visit him. Unexpected to meet Ethan, who is on the way to work. He is wearing a vibrant white coat. A badge is worn on the chest. Indicates his position as a director. Seeing me exhausted from travel, he stopped me and said, "Amelia, where have you been these 2 years? Because I didn't marry you. You decided to hide." Unexpectedly, Ethan changed hospitals. Still the one where my dad was hospitalized. I'm in a hurry to visit my dad, but I don't want to get entangled with him. So I said it very badly. "Get out of my way. Don't stop my business." He has never seen me speak to him so severely. Ethan took out his hand from his pocket. He grabbed my arm and said in a bad tone, "I am trying to have a good talk with you. Why are you still so disrespectful?" He held my hand painfully. I glared at him and said, "Are you crazy?" Ethan looked at my red hand, stared for a few seconds, then said, "Sorry." Before I finished speaking, I walked up the side stairs to the 13th floor of the hospital. The father was able to wake up after timely rescue. Due to early detection, he can move his limbs, although they are still a bit numb. The anxious heart finally relaxed. I breathed a sigh of relief. Mom is very worried that Dad hasn't slept for 2 days. And at night, so I told her to go back and rest while I take over the work of caring for her. At 7 p.m., preparing to feed Dad, Ethan appears at the door with some fruits. He has taken off his white coat, wearing casual clothes. After putting down the fruit, his gaze fixed on my red hand. He took out some red flower oil from his pocket. "Say, Amelia, I'm sorry this morning. I'm a bit arrogant. You should apply some ointment first. If you had told me in advance that uncle was sent to the hospital, I will not treat you like this. You always leave things to yourself. It was the same 2 years ago. Though of the lyrics, when you leave without a word." I dropped the ointment from his hand. "Please don't shout at me. You hitting me is already an act of violence. So, why worry about so many excuses? I will not accept your apology. Before I get angry, take your fruit and leave here. I see you become hard to approach." Ethan's expression became somewhat unpleasant when the other patients in the room looked at him with strange eyes. At that moment, his phone rang. As soon as he answered, his tone became gentle. Foo vomited again. "I will go back right away. Take it to the hospital to have a look," he said anxiously, holding the phone as he walked out of the room. When he was farther away, I can no longer hear what he is saying. Foo is Nana's pet dog. 2 years ago, I was in a car accident. Because many injured people lost consciousness, ambulances are just for transporting those seriously injured people. I'm still have to wait for the next trip. But at that moment, I feel like my internal organs are broken. I have a feeling that I will faint and die anytime. The fear of death made me call Ethan. I was on vacation at that time. I hope he will come to save me. But when he received my call, he thought I was unreasonable and deliberately mentioned an accident. Let him see me. Refuse my request for help. Later, I discovered, through posts on Nana's social media account, when I had an accident. Ethan was performing a bone surgery on her pet dog. Foo-foo. In his eyes, playing his girlfriend. Not as important as his intern's dog. My mom and I take turns taking care of Dad. When I go to take over from my mom, I saw Nana wearing a white coat sitting by my dad's bedside, chatting and laughing. Noticing that my dad's 4 bags were almost empty, she volunteered and said, "Uncle, wait a moment. I'll go get some medicine for you." My parents smiled and said, "All right. Thank you, doctor." Nana turned around and saw me. Looking at the door, he looks unwell. She smiled and stuck out her tongue. "Sister Amelia, I heard your echoes, so I came to visit all of you." I didn't say anything. I was sulking when I put down the thermos. "My mom told you, child, the doctor is very friendly. Taking time out of your busy schedule to chat with us, and encouraging your father to get up more often. How can you be angry at them silently?" I pouted and didn't want to argue with my parents, and said with a smile, "Yes. Yes." Mom said there's nothing wrong with it. "Let's not talk about this for now. You should try the chicken soup I made myself." I managed to buy some free-range chickens. Very nutritious. Just then, Nana came in with medicine. Just as she was about to act, I stopped her. Nana said aggrievedly, "What's wrong?" "Sister Amelia, I was just changing the medicine for my uncle. If you keep holding me, a little blood will flow back." I snatched the liquid from her hand and pointed to the name above. "If you can't do the nurse's job, then don't do it." "Okay, you can see the name on it. It's my dad's name and bed number. You can't change the medicine without checking." Nana looked. Her face turned pale, her voice choked. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to change the medicine for Uncle quickly." She was crying in a white coat. Those who don't know will think I'm bullying her. Just now, Nana's parents, they spoke up for her. Fallen into silence. After all, taking the wrong medicine, it is something no one is willing to experience. Even the neighbor's patient can't help. But there are some complaints. This made Nana uncontrollably tearful. He bowed his head in apology. He said, "I'm sorry, Sister Amelia. I don't know. My kindness almost led to a big mistake. It's all my fault." At that moment, a roar came from. "What are you doing?" The next second, Ethan pushed me hard again. Then I crashed hard into the bed railing. The car accident caused multiple fractures. My body is now filled with steel plates. That impact hit my injured area, made me break out in a cold sweat. Stars began to dance before my eyes. Ethan is holding Nana and cursing me. "Amelia, if you have any questions or dissatisfaction, you can come to me. But you absolutely cannot bully Nana. She is only a resident doctor. As a patient, can't you show more understanding?" Nana, full of grievances, crying in Ethan's arms. "Ethan, I'm fine. Because everyone doesn't like me as a doctor, I might as well resign from the position of director." "Shoo." Ethan angrily ordered me, Amelia, to apologize to me. "You made Nana cry. These two shameless people treat their workplace like a joke. Now, they ignore my parents, but treat me like this. Why do I have to apologize? I will go directly to the doctor's office to complain." Nana is not serious about her work, did not check carefully, and crying in front of our patients. When the leader of the research institute arrived for inspection, they found my report and immediately ordered Nana to go home and think and write a self-criticism, prohibiting her from coming to work. During this period, even Ethan was called by the dean to attend the speech. At night, my husband told me he brought the twins. I told him not to bring the children with him. "Rest well before meeting your grandparents." My husband replied, "Yes, yes, yes. I always listen to my wife. But I just happened to pass by your hospital. Buy Benji some snacks. Can I come out and give you a hug? I miss you." In a few days. This guy doesn't even fabricate his lies. The hospital is far from where they live. Not at all on the way. But I miss him a little too. While waiting for my husband downstairs, I saw him come out of the car. Then I happily ran over and crashed into his arms. Smelling the soap scent, I felt much lighter, whispering in his ear, "I also miss you. I also miss you." Dear, you've worked hard. Bella and Benji are both asleep. I must go back. If they don't see me, they might start crying again. And ants can't handle it alone. The brief warmth faded away. Most of my frustration today. Saying goodbye to my husband. Standing by the roadside. Watching his car until the taillights disappeared. Then, picking up the pancakes he just bought for me. Suddenly, someone appeared behind me. Startled me. It caused the pancake in my mouth to fall down. They patted my shoulder and asked, "Who was that person just now? Why did you smile at him?" Ethan asked me gloomily. His tone carried an irresistible force. His fingers were placed on my shoulder, continuing to twist tightly. He was speaking. I felt pain, pricked the bamboo skewer in my hand, clasped his arm tightly, cursing. "Let go, you're hurting me." After a moment of pain, Ethan did not let go. On the contrary, he got closer, forcing me to the edge of the flower bed, making me sit on the tile railing. I want to stand up and leave, but Ethan held me down and suppressed me. "You haven't answered my question. Who was that man just now? How is your relationship with him?" I find his behavior quite confusing. He loves Nana, but is so interested in my private life. Don't want to get entangled further. I answered truthfully, he is my husband. The one on the marriage certificate. Legally married couple. I have answered you, can you let go now? However, my answer will only make Ethan's reaction stronger. He pinched my chin, forced me to look him in the eyes and say, "Amelia, you don't need to use such means to force me to marry you. Don't think I don't know. You intentionally taking the sick father to the hospital, where I work and where there is consciousness. Let me see you intimate with another man when I come home from work. To be honest, this makes me a bit uneasy. The lyrics roughly mean, if you want me to marry you, you only need to agree to one of my requests. We can go get our marriage certificate right away. You have to apologize to Nana and withdraw your complaint against her. Because of your complaint, you know, she may lose her job." Now, going in circles, it's still about this. Lily, 2 years ago. I really want to get married. Because I am already over 30. If I don't get married and have children soon, I might become infertile. I really want children. I love children. But Ethan keeps procrastinating, always using the excuse that his career hasn't gone on the right track. However, let me wait. I have waited for him for 7 years. From residency training to work. A cold smile crossed my lips. I size Ethan up and down and say, "Ethan, when have I ever asked you to marry me? If you want to get married, then find your student Nana. She should be very willing to marry you." That person didn't believe I could say such things. Said with gritted teeth, "Amelia, do you even know what you're talking about?" Suddenly, a surprised female voice came from behind Ethan. "What are you two doing?" Heard Nana's voice. Ethan jumped away from me as if he was scared. "Even if we keep a distance of 1 meter. Afraid to get along with me. Let Nana misunderstand." I snorted and rolled my eyes. He whispered to Nana, "It's nothing. Amelia is still bothering me. Fortunately, you came. Didn't you say you wanted to try on a wedding dress? I will take you to try on a wedding dress tomorrow." He deliberately glanced at me while speaking, trying to find a hint of expression. But unfortunately, no trace was left. As if wanting to take revenge on me, he uploaded his own photo, accompanied Nana for a wedding dress fitting, to social media. And Ethan's figure also appeared in Nana's post. When I pass by the nurse's station, I hear them discussing. "Did you see it? Dr. Ethan accompanies Nana to try on a wedding dress. They can't really get married, right? Isn't this a matter of time? Who in the entire school don't know their relationship? It's just that there has been no message at all. 2 years already. I guess they think the time has come. Now, whether they are married or not is none of my concern. It's none of my concern. My husband told me Bella and Benji are coming to see Grandpa this afternoon. So I am waiting for them in the hospital room." When Bella and Benji arrived, the entire room was filled with happy laughter. Seeing the 2 children, my parents frowned but then relaxed quite a bit. In the afternoon, when I was changing Benji's diaper, a lively voice came from, "Wow, whose little child is this?" So cute and chubby. Hearing Nana's voice, I impatiently turned my head. My gaze fell on Ethan's gloomy face. Ignoring him, I walked over and took the child from Nana's arms. I smiled and said, "This is my child. It's not convenient to hold the baby." Wearing that white coat, I smiled at Nana. Surprisingly, just a few hours later, she returned to her workplace. It seems this background is quite solid. In a corner where no one noticed, when Ethan heard me say this child is mine, he stumbled slightly, almost fell. Refused to give up. He said, "Where did you adopt this pair of twins? I have always known that you like children, but I didn't expect you to adopt two at once." As soon as he said, everyone around looked at him with a strange expression. Finally, it was my mother who answered for me. Her tone was a bit angry. "How can you say such a thing about my grandchildren? These two children are both born by my daughters. Cesarean section after 10 months of pregnancy. Who would say these children are not theirs?" Immediately, my illness friends really like my two children. We are just discussing my cesarean section process for these two children. When we talk about scars, I also told my companion what ointment to remove scars, because she is also a cesarean section mother. So when she heard Ethan say that, she was a little angry, speaking up for me. "Every time you two come here, there's nothing to say. You don't seem like the responsibility of our guards. Why do you come here every day, bullying this little girl? Are you doing nothing at work?" Nana feels called and starts acting innocent again. "Brother Jiching, I just wanted to come and apologize. Look, no one expected that," Ethan shouted at me. "When did I allow you to have twins, Amelia? Why didn't you let me know you had my child? The children are right in front of me now, but you don't let me acknowledge her. On what grounds? Why did you let the child leave her father for 2 years? Deprived of paternal love. This is not an unhappy childhood for her. Should a mother do this?" I looked at Ethan in shock. I really want to know what he's thinking. I smiled and said, "Ethan, if I'm not mistaken, you have never touched me. 6 months before the car accident. Where did your child come from?" Ethan was stunned and asked, "Car accident? What car accident?" I said coldly, "That day, you are performing a bone surgery on Nana's pet dog. I was involved in a serious car accident. I almost lost my life." When my dad heard what I said, he sat up excitedly and asked, "Daughter, is that the same heartless ex-boyfriend?" Back then, Ethan and I were together, but we hadn't reached this point yet. Confirm our participation. And I didn't tell my parents who he was. They only know that I have a boyfriend. Now they know it's Ethan, right in front of them. Usually cheerful parents' faces turned somber. My mother. They were even kicked out of the ward. "We don't welcome you either. You are not the doctor responsible for my husband. We need rest, so please don't disturb us." We checked out that day. It was really uncomfortable for Ethan and Nana to live there. Later, I heard from other patients. After we checked out, Ethan came back. Upon learning that we had left, he caused a great commotion in the hospital room, grabbed the nurse, and asked them why we were discharged. He stood in the hallway. Ignoring everyone's gaze, he repeatedly called me. But after coming out, I changed my phone number. My husband is also a surgeon, but his medical ethics and skills are much higher than Ethan's. It was my husband who saved my life. Many hospitals know that my husband has returned here. As soon as he landed, he was invited to discuss technology with them. In the first few days after arrival, my husband is unwilling to take care of the children. But over time, he had to get involved. This means I have to stay for a few more days. Dad is doing well now. He can walk normally. Mom takes him out for a walk every day. Let Dad take care of the children. Help him temporarily forget his illness. This made him feel much better. So I left the child with my parents to seek help. And the aunt assisted nearby. Today is this day. My husband gave a speech at the hospital. I decided to go as an audience member. Seeing him shine on stage, I felt very proud. He even threw me a flirtatious glance when he caught his breath to speak. This made everyone around me smile at me. This made me feel a little shy. But deep down, I still feel very happy. I have a strong sense of security about my husband. Unlike when I was with Ethan. Every time he works late, I want to visit him. He does not allow me to appear at his workplace. But Nana is different. At that time, among the interns, Nana is the most special. He never lets Nana do heavy or tiring work, but assigns it to other interns, while entrusting all the simple tasks to Nana. I caught them several times. I have gotten angry a few times, but Ethan scolded me several times. He said I was jealous and awkward, but my husband is different. He will introduce me to everyone around us, whether alone or in public. He will praise me as an amazing mother and wife. He gave me a sense of validation. Makes me feel meaningful. As if I were seriously listening to my husband's speech. The sound of hurried footsteps came from the door. A doctor in a white coat said to the president. In front of me. No good, Dean. There is a critically ill patient in the emergency room. Open wound. We can't find the source of the bleeding. Blood bank supply shortage. Dr. Ethan can't take it anymore. If we delay any further, we might not be able to survive. The main problem is, this patient's identity is very special. They are important people, they must survive. The director made a decision quickly, interrupting my husband's speech. Ask him to help save the patient. My husband and I, we passed away, and saw that all department heads were there. Start rescue mode. When Ethan was pushed out, his surgical suit was soaked with blood. When he saw me and my husband standing in front of him, he suddenly shouted at the director. I have already said that rescue will not work. How do people from another hospital save the patient? Who is about to die? Nana said tearfully yes. Director. Ethan is one of the top surgeons in the department. The entire city possesses first-class surgical technology. No one can do better than him. We don't even know the name of this person. How can we suddenly make him take the lead? If something goes wrong, who will be held accountable? The supervisor glared and said, when did it become your place? As a resident intern, I questioned my decision. Nana was scared and didn't dare to speak anymore. Her husband. He understood where Ethan's hostility towards him was coming from. Derived from. But he also harbors a grudge against Ethan. He ignored Nana's question. In the face of life, everything else is insignificant. He quickly put on his surgical gown. He didn't say much. He just, don't be so arrogant every day. There will always be someone better than you. On the other side of the mountain, there are many people beyond you. Just because you can't do something, doesn't mean others can't. After saying this, I watched my husband walk into the operating room. Everyone followed him in, including Ethan. 5 hours later, I finally waited for them to come out of the surgery. Last night, I spotted my husband at a glance. When I walked over, he leaned on my shoulder, tiredly saying, nothing can compare to my wife's hug. It alone gave me energy. No matter how tired I am. I gently patted his shoulder. The director smiled and walked over. Said, fortunately, Dr. Charles is here today. Otherwise this surgery would be very difficult. This is truly a miracle. You can find something so hard to find. Bleeding point. Young and accomplished. Young and accomplished. I noticed Ethan standing not far away, with a gloomy expression, emitting a sense of frustration. But I could see from his eyes that he was not resigned. Ethan went to school for an internship, and his mentor found his hands very steady, making him a skilled surgeon. Even his teacher praised his potential. After the surgery, he underwent. Then, this made him feel he had a unique and irreplaceable status. After working in the hospital for several years, he successfully performed countless. This is why the hospital called him back to perform surgery. He has the courage to hesitate. But now it seems that 3 years have passed. His skills are still at the previous level. 3 years ago, no progress. In today's rapidly developing society, various high-tech developments have changed. People's original skills, using technology, help us find the cause of the disease faster. This time, the husband can quickly locate the bleeding point, not just because of his ability, but also because of his self-developed reflection tracking system can quickly find the dynamic origin. Ethan's arrogance, when he pronounced death sentence to the patient, made many peers start to look down on him. After this, people started whispering behind their backs. Indeed, he is young and restless. The patient still had a glimmer of hope. However, he said that the other party couldn't save them. If he lacks the necessary skills, he shouldn't be so arrogant. Anyway, I think he has been unhappy for a long time. This is not the only one. Steady hands, high skills. Countless people are stronger than him. I think Ethan Smith is about to end this time. As a doctor, the most important thing is, the patient is still alive. We must do our utmost. How can he not understand this principle? I heard that Dr. Charles's wife was his ex-girlfriend. 3 years ago, she was in a car accident and sought help from Dr. Ethan. But Ethan doctor would rather do surgery on this and turn Nana's pet dog into something more than saving his girlfriend. This person has never had good character from the beginning. Now, Ethan and Nana's reputation at the hospital starting to sour, while Nana received her mentor's failure notice in her training book, forcing her to leave the department. Over the years, Nana relies on her reputation, plays Ethan's rum-roomed girlfriend. Every department's work is slack, does nothing, just killing time until the exit time. After the training period ends, she still received the title of outstanding employee. This made many of her students angry, but they dare not speak out their anger. This time, when Ethan gets into trouble, they all submitted reports, and the supervisor quickly changed their tune. Become fair and just. My husband studied this tracking system because a few years ago, when I was in a car accident and lost too much blood, he almost couldn't find me. Finally, he insisted on finding me. Later, when I was having a cesarean section for twins, I lost a lot of blood again. Since then, my husband began to study technology, a method to locate the bleeding point. During this period, the surgical directors of various hospitals, consulting my husband about this technology, hoped to introduce it into my own operating room. Boring. I took my twins out for a walk and met Ethan. I frowned, pushing the baby carriage around him. But he caught the frame. I said, "What do you want? If you have something to say, just say it. Don't touch." Ethan said hoarsely, "Amelia, you win. I agree to marry you. We can go to get the marriage certificate. Today, you have achieved your goal. You made me compromise." I shook off his hand and cursed. "Are you crazy? I have a husband and children. When did I say I wanted to marry you? Are you crazy?" To my surprise, Ethan is angry. The baby carriage was placed to the side, and pressing on my shoulders, said, "Why didn't you get married? Didn't you kneel down and beg me to marry you back then? I told you to wait. Why don't you wait for me? The time is now. How can you stand by another man's side? Bringing children to provoke me destroyed my career. I have now agreed to marry you. You really rejected me." The 2 children were scared and cried continuously. At the moment of despair, I twisted Ethan's ear with my hand to make him suffer. Then I hit his nose bridge, then said coldly, "If you go crazy again, I'll send you to a mental hospital." Ignoring the blood flowing from his nose, he knelt before me crying and begging, "Amelia, I really love you. Please don't reject me, okay? You know how heartbroken I am to see you embracing another man. Do you know how jealous I am when I see you smile at those 2 children? Why do you punish me? I knew it was my fault to hang up your phone back then. It was my mistake. It was Nana who tempted me. I will break up with her and be with you. Can you also break up with someone you have no relationship with? Let's start over." He took out a diamond ring from his pocket and said, "Amelia, this ring is engraved with our names. Today I'm proposing to you. You can't refuse. I have ordered a wedding dress. We can go for a fitting right away. I have also booked the wedding venue, and it is available at any time." I walked around him, holding the 2 children and comforting them. Ethan suddenly got angry and roared wildly. "Why don't you pay attention to me? I beg you to marry me. Didn't you hear me talking? I want to take the children away. but Ethan roughly snatched them from my hands. I'm worried they will fall. Reluctantly, I let go of my hand, lowered my voice, and said, Ethan, please don't get excited. Whatever you want, I will agree. Don't hurt the children. My heart is up to my throat, worrying about what Ethan's next move might be, and whether it will harm children. I am too anxious. Tears are flowing down my face. A man holding a child, smiling foolishly, said, Conditions. Then? Right away. Let's go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to get our marriage certificate. I readily agreed. Okay, I'll go with you. Don't hurt the children. The two children are crying louder and louder. I wanted to take them away, but Ethan wouldn't let me. Then we went to the Civil Affairs Bureau. The staff member said to Ethan, Sir, I'm sorry. This lady is married. She can only come to apply for divorce with her husband before you can obtain the certificate. At that moment, Ethan still can't believe I'm married. But the truth is right in front of him. When he questioned me, pain flashed across his face. Amelia, you're really married? You're not lying to me. I dare not speak freely, because the child is still in his hands. I comforted Ethan's emotions. Staff also intervened to help speak. Fortunately, I had the taxi driver call the police for me. And Ethan was still crazy. The police quickly subdued Ethan, took the child from his hands, then gave him back to me. When I touched the child, my heart almost broke. Both of them were bruised from suffocation. I told, this person kidnapped my child, caused mental distress to me and my child. I do not accept mediation. Ethan was detained for 10 days. And my husband, after learning about my recent troubles, publicly stated that if Ethan was not severely punished, he would not continue to cooperate with the hospital. Ethan was released. He was discharged from the hospital, as well as being exposed for his previous misconduct. His medical license was revoked. I and my husband took our parents along, left our hometown, settled and worked in another province. Later, heard that Nana was arrested. She went to a dark hospital, served as a plastic surgeon. Due to improper procedure, a patient died on the operating table during surgery. She did not immediately send the patient for rescue. Instead, she abandoned the surgical knife and fled the operating room. When the family found the patient, out of breath, family seeks justice for the deceased by filing a lawsuit against the plastic surgery hospital and reporting Nana to the police. Finally, Nana was found at Ethan's doorstep. At that moment, she begged Ethan to save her, while Ethan secretly called the police for help. He said, It's all because of you. Amelia will always leave me. You. Nana is very angry. Do you think you're feeling so deeply? Don't think. I don't know. You want to have your cake and eat it too. Enjoy my service. While still holding on to the one you love, you pushed her away yourself. It's none of my business. Hearing the siren, Nana knew it was Ethan who called the police. Without hesitation, she grabbed a stone from the door. But Ethan got distracted and fiercely hit his groin. Ethan painfully fell to the ground, the sound like cracking an egg. Although he was quickly sent to the hospital by the police. Unfortunate. Erection tissue damage. Cannot be used anymore. Meanwhile, Nana was sentenced to life imprisonment. My dad went for follow-up checks. There is no risk of recurrence. He has now started to quit smoking and drinking, refusing all social drinking activities. He has begun a leisurely life of taking care of the children. Grocery shopping. My heart finally relaxed, and our new life has just begun.